Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads it must converse. Welcome back to another installment in the Buddhist series. This video, I'm going to go over and touch on and explore a little bit the White Lotus Sutra. This is a seminal work. This is a sutra that has had as much influence in Asian cultures as the King James Version of the Bible has had in Western cultures. This is an amazing work. In this translation, Risho Kosukai is called the Sutra of the Lotus Flower of the Wonderful Law. It is known more aptly as just the White Lotus Sutra. So, the distinction that the White Lotus Sutra has is to be known as the heart of all sutras. It is the heart. It is the emotional, the emotional fervor, the spiritual fervor of Buddhism, of all Buddhism. It is a Mahayana Sutra, which is the second iteration of Buddhism in India, and it was written down in the first time around the 1st century AD. So, what makes the Lotus Sutra special? What gives it a little distinction amongst sutras? Not a little distinction, a lot of distinction amongst sutras. So, Buddhist sutras are usually are traditionally, any kind of one that you come across is going to be a expounding on practice. Even the very first sutras that the Buddha gave, the first talks, the first teachings that the Buddha gave, are all, teachings about mind and consciousness. And they are also very systematic. Most of them are very systematic. They're telling, about different mind states and how to work with the mind and how to work with the personality and, systematic ways of doing meditations, gaining insight in meditation through certain practices, gaining understanding of reality through certain practices. And it's just all about this kind of thing. Heady. It's very heady. And it rests on personal responsibility. The individual taking responsibility for themselves. So, the White Lotus Sutra is very different than that. In the White Lotus Sutra, we find a sutra where Buddhism seems to be speaking more to the imagination. It's speaking in the language of poetry and in the language of images. The Lotus Sutra itself has like 7 or 8 parables that are major parts of the plot and how the sutra moves along one step to another through parables, through different personages that are in the sutra, reciting parables to each other. So images and imagination play a huge role in the White Lotus Sutra. One of the major distinctions, the White Lotus Sutra is also known as the Sutra of Prediction, the Sutra of Prophecy. And why? Because in the Lotus Sutra we find the only sutra where a large group, if not all of the personages in the Lotus Sutra, are predicted to their future states. They are prophesized to their future and what the future holds for them. The White Lotus Sutra is an amazing thing. And I hope I'm kind of getting that across a little bit. But let's go through a little bit of history. So, one of the first schools to embrace the Lotus Sutra as their primary source is the Tendai school. Here I have the BDK English Tripitaka. This has in it the collected teachings of the Tendai Lotus school. The Tendai Lotus school is a certain tradition, a lineage in Buddhism, where the leader, the person that started this, Chi is his name. Chi CHIH -I is how it's said. So I might be pronouncing it wrong, but that's what it is. And this school, Buddhism is famous for having debates, and they would have debates among all the Buddhist schools, among all Buddhist practitioners would come and just expound on things and talk about different aspects of teaching. The Tendai Lotus school rested firmly on the Lotus Sutra itself, and this is an amazing work, for sure. And we'll give you a lot of background. In Japan, there was a Japanese monk that popularized the Lotus Sutra more than any other, and his name was Nichiren Diashonin. Nichiren Diashonin. This was about medieval times, 14th, 15th century, I believe, in Japan. That actually 11th to 12th century, sorry, in Japan. Nichiren Diashonin popularized the White Lotus Sutra as the highest of all sutras and the most essential of all Buddhist teachings. And that tradition of Nichiren Daishonin's writings, there's a lot more than just that. I grabbed that selected writings, but there's many volumes of Nichiren Daishonin's writings, and they're very profound. Nichiren Daishonin did a wonderful thing with his writings and pushing the White Lotus Sutra to the forefront of Buddhist practice. So much so that it has carried on into the modern era. There is a Buddhist school named SGI, Sako Gakkai International. That is a group that is comes from Japanese, but it is worldwide, and they follow the White Lotus Sutra primarily, and their leader, Daisaku Ikeda is his name, but he rests on the backs of a few. It's a lineage, of teachers, and they put out talks, and then the talks are collected in this volume called The Wisdom of the Lotus Sutra. This is volume 1 that goes through chapters 1 and 2, and then there's 9 other volumes or more that go through the entire White Lotus Sutra, where they're just talking about all the different parables, all the different happenings, and what it means. And so the modern practice of the White Lotus Sutra is simply to come into contact with the sutra itself and chant and meditate. Meditation is essential. It's about your personal growth. And what are we trying to realize? Well, universality. Everyone is everyone is the same. And in what way? Everyone is the same in that all beings' desire is the same. They desire to be happy. And now that manifests in infinite different ways. The desire to be happy. People go towards what they see as their enjoyments, and they go towards what they see as their happiness. Now, that might be rooted in ignorance or in a delusion in some kind of way, but they are ultimately, their activity, their actions, and what they say and what they do in their life always move them towards what they think, what they believe and feel in their heart is going to bring them happiness. So we can take that viewpoint, and that is a Mahayana idea right there, to just understand that all beings are in the same boat in their desire to be happy, and we wish all beings to be happy. And so there is meditation, and then there is chanting, and what they chant is the name of the White Lotus Sutra, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. That is devotion to the Lotus Sutra of the real truth. That's what it's called. That's a direct translation. Now, what it's saying, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, is devoting yourself to the unfolding process. It is a process of unfoldment, a process of evolution. That is undeniable. Beings evolve. Everything evolves. The earth has evolved. The universe has evolved to reach the state that it is. And human beings evolve. Now, the path to evolve might have steps of evolution, and then, a fall, a de-evolution, that kind of thing. But we know, we can know that every setback is temporary, because ultimately the desire to be happy is always going to push beings forward to always progress and go and ultimately attain the goal. So just in that way, I wanted to say that we have to always keep in mind that in Buddhism, there is not this one and done lifetime, ever. Human beings, all human beings, we are going to live over and over and over an infinite amount of times. Life never ceases. Life is what this whole thing is. Life and consciousness. The consciousness only, mind only, is a good way to put it, but mind and consciousness is infused with life. The universal that mind is what we have to work with, and what basically this all is made out of is not this inert mechanical thing. It is life itself, and life evolves. Life pushes for greater expansion, and to be the diversity of life that we see right now. That kind of thing is showing us what life does, what life wants to do, is to grow, evolve, and diversify, and experience all different things. And we couldn't stop it if we tried. So we devote ourselves to it. That is the kind of ideas that we get to. So the one of the main points of the White Lotus Sutra that is expounded on is the idea that all beings will attain the goal. All beings will attain the ultimate highest goal, which in Buddhism is to become a Buddha, is to become a fully awakened, enlightened being. Now, that would take, looking at many people that we know in our life, is going to take millions of lifetimes, and rightfully so. Life does not care how long it takes. The universe doesn't care how long it takes. That's what this thing is all here for. It is here to grow and expand, and to ultimately love, ultimately share and give and receive love. And that is what it's all about. So in the White Lotus Sutra, the first part is just a driving home through parables and all these kind of images and beautiful language and beautiful illustrations of worlds, and future universes, and how those things look, to show that the goal will be attained, and we can rest assured and know that even be it 100,000, multiple hundreds of thousands, or millions of lifetimes in the future, that kind of state, the kind of state of an awakened being that gives and receives love to all, and that all give and receive love back, that kind of thing is a certainty. It's a very wonderful and a very expansive vision. And I would say that the Lotus Sutra is one of the highest, most grandest spiritual visions ever to be shown to mankind. And it is just a joy. I'm not going to go ahead and spoil it in any kind of way. I think I'm going to do a part 2. So let me know if you enjoyed this, and I hope that I gave a good kind of start to the White Lotus Sutra there. And after we are done with this read-along, me and the group, then I'll probably do a part 2 to the White Lotus Sutra explorations here, where I just go at it from a point where we've read it, we've seen it all, and that kind of thing, just to talk more freely and to show some of the amazing kind of visuals and soul expanding, spirit expanding things that are shown in this work. So hope you enjoyed it, BookTube. Catch me on the next one. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and whether you'd like to see more. And catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.